rock that.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another new video on the channel. Today we're talking about the newest episode for Boruto, and I liked the episode. I thought it was okay. I think a lot of the ideas in the episode were definitely more enjoyable than the actual episode itself. Excuse me. The later half of the beginning part of the episode, the action at least looked really good, or at least it looked better than most of the other parts of the episode, of course. But I thought the episode was only really okay. I thought it was only okay. I think the ideas were certainly interesting, but it didn't really do anything other than just have really good ideas that they wanted to do. Which I actually want to bring up the fact that I feel like if they really want us to care about this arc, if this is supposed to be just like a mini arc, if Raymond isn't supposed to really like mean all that much, or she is going, actually no. If Raymond is going to be sticking around for a lot longer, for some reason, if after this arc, Konohamaru and her, decide to be a couple for whatever reason, right? Because it's very evident that they have feelings for each other and they're mutual. Both of them feel the same thing for one another. And if she's going to be sticking around for way longer than we really anticipated, because all of this is supposed to be canon unless a writer or something like says something else. I kind of wish they had kind of expanded upon the ideas that they were going on with this episode in particular. So in this episode, of course, like how we saw in the previews and like how I already predicted it, Boruto he loses his memory and he loses whatever had happened throughout the course of the previous 2 episodes. But by the end of the episode, he remembers everything and it doesn't matter, right? I feel like what it would have been more interesting is if they didn't immediately, by the end of the episode, give him back all of his memories. Because in the episode, Kankitsu, the guy that Raymond is supposed to be married to and do this wedding ceremony with, he pretty much decides to push the wedding forward and get married to, like, the next day, tomorrow, like the day after Boruto loses his memory. I feel like that was a really bad idea. I feel like what should have happened was that he just pretends everything is going on just perfectly fine, nothing has happened. Boruto and Konohamaru didn't do anything, they weren't investigating or anything, he's just pretending that nothing happened and things are just supposed to go by smoothly, right? They just continue on, and the appropriate date of when the two were supposed to have the wedding ceremony, happens. I feel like what would have been more interesting because of that was it takes Boruto a lot longer to get his memories back. He doesn't immediately remember everything. He's back in the Leaf Village, but what would have been really interesting is that throughout the course of like a couple days or so, it doesn't even have to be that long, Boruto sees, these specific landmarks of where he spent the day with Raymond and Konohamaru, and he certainly does that. He certainly remembers, he certainly goes to specific areas of interest of where he went with Raymond and etc. Like the lemon burger that they had ate together in the first episode of this little arc. He goes there and he, doesn't remember that he ate it, and he doesn't remember that was already out for a couple days by then. So he doesn't remember eating it, and he's like, yeah, you're right. I would have already eaten it by now, so why don't I remember ever eating it, or why haven't I already eaten it by then? Or by now? And it's because he doesn't remember. He doesn't have all his memories of what happened over the course of the previous 2 episodes. He has no idea of that. And then, of course, he gets flashbacks and little glimpses of memories of the day that Raymond and Konohamaru and himself had spent the day together. I just think it would have been a lot more interesting if Konohamaru, he's put under house arrest, by the way, because of course they put in a complaint saying, like the Daidai village, Kankitsu, basically, right? He's saying like, oh yeah, he's like abusing his authority, he's doing this and that, he's on sacred ground. Of course, Konohamaru gives, whatever information that he got, that there's like this spirit thing that's taking people's memories, and Konohamaru was just investigating that because someone had asked him to do it. Or maybe he didn't even say that at all, and then he gets put under house arrest because obviously they think that he's being under he's abusing his authority, but Naruto already knows like something's up. There's something that Konohamaru isn't really saying, and Konohamaru's just keeping all his information to himself. And by the end of the episode, when Boruto gets his memories back, he takes the hair clip that Raymond was wearing, that Konkitsu took, and was like about to break or something, because he was about to do that in the beginning of the episode, but like that old lady from the last episode like stopped him. Boruto has it. He like put it away because he didn't remember why he had it in the first place, or where where it came from. He gets his memories back. He gets the hair clip, and then he goes and tells Konohamaru like, "Oh yeah, like this bullshit's about to happen. We gotta go save Miss Raymond." And then Konohamaru was like, "Yeah, fuck house arrest. I'm just gonna go and save this girl and whatever, right?" And that's just how the episode ends. I just feel like it would have been way more interesting if Boruto didn't immediately get his memories back. If for some reason there's some sort of strain in his mental, and like mentally, like for him, because he doesn't have all these memories that happened over the course of the last 2 episodes. I think it would have been more interesting if Konohamaru was under house arrest. Like, what is he thinking? What's going on through his head? In the episode, he's looking for some sort of scroll that has sealing on him, and I'm not really sure what it is. I'm not sure what he's gonna do with it. I'm gonna go ahead and just assume that Konohamaru is gonna do something with the sealing scroll. Excuse me. He's gonna do something with the scroll and seal away this Soma creature, and just use that instead of having to seal it away in a goddamn rock, because for some reason you can seal things inside inanimate objects such as a rock. I can believe scrolls, but I can't believe a fucking giant ass boulder. Like, come on. Just, I don't know. I just feel like there's something that could have potentially happened that would have been way more interesting. Like I said, the episode had way better ideas of what it could have done instead of what it actually was. I feel like just they could have done something really interesting, but they didn't do it. Those are just my thoughts on the episode. Those are just what I thought should have happened, what could have potentially happened, what could have been very interesting, and what could have made us care about more about Raymond, about what Konohamaru is thinking, and then of course what is happening to our main character Boruto, because he doesn't remember a lot of things, and he could have potentially had some sort of mental strain on himself that could have been really bad potentially if he didn't get his memories back as quickly as possible. I just thought it would have been really interesting if they did that, but they didn't do it, and it's whatever. Just fuck it, man. I don't care. I do care, but just I don't know. I just feel like it would have been really interesting, but they didn't do it, unfortunately, and I just have to accept it. So that's pretty much it for the entirety of the episode. I thought it was okay. I thought it looked okay. I think the ideas of what they wanted to do were really good, but they didn't do what they probably should have done or could have done. But whatever. This is just another episode in this little arc, and I'm gonna have to accept it. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the entirety of the video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. If you are new, subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic day. I'm out. Peace.